let's talk about the campsite. The campsite is unlocked when Resident Services has been upgraded to a building. Tom Nook will give you a DIY for the campsite, which you have to build and place somewhere on your island. It doesn't really matter where you put it at first because, like with everything else, apart from Resident Services and the airport, you can move all other buildings. Your first ever camper will always be Smug, and you must invite them to live on your island in order to progress the storyline. If you don't invite them, they will still be there the next day, and they'll be waiting forever and ever for you to let them live there. You also have to build a house plot in order for them to live on your island. You can get one from Tom Nook. After you invite the first camper, you will occasionally find that you'll get campers naturally, which Isabelle will announce during her morning greetings, or you can also invite campers with an amiibo. Amiibo have to be invited to the campsite 3 times in order for you to let them live on your island, and you must craft their requested item each time that you invite them to visit. If you don't have the DIY for that item, they will give it to you, and you do have to craft that thing for them and give it to them by the end of that day. You do not have to invite them 3 days in a row. It just has to be 3 separate times, and then you can ask them to move in. They're also the easiest way to move out an unwanted villager, as they give you a list of everybody living on your island and you can just pick and choose who wants to leave. Campers who arrive naturally, however, will take time and patience to get them to move in, and it can be really long and arduous and annoying. Each time they bring up wanting to move to your island, there's a chance that they will either say no, decide their fate with a card game, which you may lose, or simply say yes and go speak to Resident Services right away. If they choose to kick out a villager that you want to stay on your island, like you don't want that villager to leave, do not say no to the camper. If you say no to the camper, they will just keep requesting that same villager move out over and over again. Instead, you need to quit the game immediately without saving and reload, repeating the process over and over again until they pick a villager that you want to move. This may take more time and patience as they re-roll, and they might choose the same villager again in their re-roll, so unfortunately, like I said, you do need to pack your patience with this. If you say yes to a villager being replaced by the camper, that villager will immediately be in boxes and ready to move. They can either be adopted by somebody else online, or they will move into the void where they will eventually find a home on another island. The following day, that plot that the villager moved out of will be sold, and then your camper will move in the day after that. That is when you can talk to the camper when they are in boxes unpacking. They will remember that they were at the campsite, and everything will continue on as normal. This moving process works basically the same for amiibo campers. However, like I said, there is more freedom to pick and choose who they're replacing. You don't have to go through the whole rigmarole with a card game and with the chance of them saying no for moving. It's really up to random number generation, like basically everything else in this game. There is also a % chance each day that you will open up the game to find that you have a camper visiting your island. The longer that you've gone without having a camper visit you, the higher % chance is each day that you will have one show up. These percentages shown have been obtained by data miners who went through the game files in order to parse out this information. In conclusion, the campsite is a really handy tool, and I'm glad that we have it. However, using natural campers and trying to get them to kick a specific villager can take hours, if not days, with you staying on the same day as that camper is there in order to have everything turn out the way that you want. The other alternative is amiibo, whether you buy them or obtain them elsewhere. And like I said, that gives you much more flexibility to be able to move villagers out of your island. Well, that's that on the campsite. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave any comments, feedback, and suggestions down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!